Haters, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo están? Les doy la bienvenida nuevamente a su canal del Hater, conmigo, su host, el Diablo. Estamos otra vez aquí con la gran oportunidad de hablar con un gran artista, el señor James Lollar, quien es el todólogo del proyecto Gost, oriundo de Michigan, en Estados Unidos. Este gran proyecto que se puede denominarse como Slasherwave, pero que mezcla elementos de industrial, de black metal, dreamwave, house, una plétora de elementos de varios géneros y subgéneros. Va a salir su más reciente álbum de estudio titulado Prophecy el día 8 de marzo a través de Mteal Balde Records, así es que no se lo vayan a perder. De verdad, ya tuvimos la oportunidad de escucharlo, es un discazo. James, how are you, man? Welcome to El Hater, to Conversations from the Underworld.
I'm good, man. How are you? It's good to be here.
Yeah, man, I'm great. Thanks for asking. Thanks a lot for your time. Thanks a lot for taking it to speak to our Spanish speakers, heavy metal heads, and all the heavy music lovers that are living in Latin American countries and most of the Spanish-speaking countries. Also, some people from Spain and other countries in Europe or other places of the world are watching. So, thanks a lot for your time.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Great, man. And if you don't mind, I will start with our first question. This question is courtesy of Bill Kelty, the guitarist and singer of metal band Ozone. And the question is this one. What was the first song that made you cry?
It's a great question.
Yeah, man.
Man, I don't know. Probably like Barracuda by Heart. To be honest, that's the first band I remember really liking. So I probably cried hearing that band.
Yeah, man. Not many people, I can tell, not many people have cried to that tune, but it's an interesting answer, man, because it's such a song, a hard with a fast-paced rhythm for that time. And I mean, you must have a very one-of-a-kind sensibility, man.
I don't know, man. What's her name's voice? I can't think of the singer of Heart's name right now, but her voice is that shit'll bring you to tears. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah, man. She has a great voice. Yeah, man. The next question I got for you is this one. Why do you think it's kind of easy for a metalhead to like electronic music such as the kind you create?
It's heavy, for electronic music. It's rooted in horror movie kind of influence. And I think, yeah, just the horror influence and the darkness of it, and that also being signed to metal record labels from the beginning probably, exposed a lot of people to music they wouldn't have heard before.
Yeah, most of the context I found on your lyrics and the atmosphere of the music is rooted in horror movies, maybe some tales, some literature, and I believe that's a core thing that most of metalheads around the world have in common, don't you think?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I'm a metalhead myself, so.
Yeah, man, I can tell. Man, thanks. The next question I got for you is this one. Prophecy, it's an album that made me both headbang hard and dance. Do you always wanted this album and your music in general to produce this kind of reaction?
Yeah, I mean, any positive reaction is good. I think as long as, someone's getting something personal out of my music, then that's amazing. If it makes you dance, if it makes you scream, if it gets you through your fucking shitty day, then that's amazing.
Yeah, man. I mean, I first time I listened with my headphones and I was blown away. Then the next time I was doing my chores around the house, then on my way to the supermarket, and all the time I just was banging my head, moving my hands, walking to the rhythm of the songs. I mean, it's a very um, diverse album. Besides, it has a quality of aggressiveness and it's just a straight punch to the face, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. It means a lot to hear that you enjoyed it. And I mean, that's what it's for, you know? That's how I listen to music, just to get through a bike ride or the grocery store, like you said, anything.
Yeah, man, I know a lot of people here in Mexico City that will be banging his head to the rhythm because here in Mexico we have a very large amount of people who likes um, kind of industrial music. You know, Mexico is one of the bastions of Rammstein, for giving an example. So electronic, dark music, industrial music, and dark wave are very well accepted in Mexico. I assume this also happens in some other Latin American countries.
Right on. Yeah, just a quick note. I think we're trying to plan a South American tour right now, and Mexico would be included in that for sure. So
Oh
hopefully that'll work
man,
out.
that would be great because I mean this album is just straight out of the oven, and I think with this kind of political climate, like we have elections this year in Mexico, presidential elections, and all the shit that is going on around the world, and you bring this kind of album, it's just the perfect scenario to for a Ghost concert, man.
Right on. Yeah, I mean, I'm living in the same fucking world, so that's why the album is the way it is.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We are going through a lot of shit nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah, it
Great, man.
sucks.
The next question is this one. Do you think this album will scare or at least bother people who are not into heavy music?
I hope so. I supremely hope so.
Why, man?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to kind of, I like to challenge people, and especially superstitious religious people who are, I don't necessarily have anything against someone believing whatever they want, but
Yeah,
when you start trying to put your culture, your ideas onto someone else's life, I think that's just unacceptable.
yeah, man. And taunting those kind of people is just fun, man.
It
Lots of fun.
really
Here in Mexico, we have lots of that kind of people. I mean, um, Catholicism, Christianism is king here in Mexico, and but atheists and agnostics are on the rise day by day. But mostly, most of the people is Christian or mostly Catholics. So when they hear this kind of records and these kind of tunes, the atmospheres, the arrangements, they don't know what all of that is about, but they are, this is like devil stuff. This is like hellish shit.
yeah, definitely. It's the same here. I actually live in Texas, and it's super religious here. I mean, I live in a small town. There's churches everywhere here. So
Yeah, well, I mean, uh, once upon a time that was Mexico, so and
it's so
you,
true.
you can tell the culture is mostly the same, at least in the
Yeah.
religious aspects. Great, man. The next question I got for you, and is the last one, is bigotry and prejudice are the main enemies of heavy music, no matter the specific genre or subgenre we refer to, especially in Latin American countries. What do you think is the best weapon a band, artist, or a fan can have against those?
Honestly, man, just be secure in your work. And I think for people like that live on the more extreme fringes of society, kind of have an almost responsibility to be almost better than the religious people who are trying to shut us down. So being a better person, and less judgmental than those people, I think gets us a long ways.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know about you, but I grew up in an environment which was kind of religious, not so much severe in that aspect, but man, my grandparents, my parents, even my sister is a religious person, and they always have thought that the music I like, the books I like, the cinema, the movies I like are kind of against the antics of the family and the Mexican culture, and they kind of respect my taste, but at the same time they have kind of a bias against all the things that I enjoy. Did this happen to you?
Yeah, it's almost the exact same way I was brought up. I was brought up Christian, but we weren't super devout. But yeah, my family definitely never quite understood or understands what the hell I'm doing. So I totally relate.
Yeah, see, it's like, what's with the black shirts? What's with the chains? What's with the, I don't know, the bracelets, the long hair, if you have long hair, I don't know.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah, man. And the that kind of things kind of mold you, that kind of make you, I think many people grow to hate their heritage and even some members of the family, but nowadays I believe many people, many metalheads and heavy music lovers just get more inspiration to be themselves and to bring out the best of their taste and their talents and their ideas, don't you think?
Yes, yeah, I do, man. I don't know. It's probably different for everyone. Everyone's experience is different, but as I said, I just think it's better that people like us, people that decide to be different, need to be better in a lot of ways, just morally, just to the common person. We generally are. I feel
Yeah,
like alternative cultures generally are nicer to your fellow citizens, your fellow man, whatever. So it is what it is.
yeah, man. It's kind of funny because you can see punk rockers, metalheads with their gloomy faces, their angry, their fists tied up, and I don't know, with all these dark clothes, chains, big boots, tattoos all over their bodies, and most of the people, the first impression they have at, whoa, those are bad people, those are criminals, those are crackheads at the least. And when you get to talk to them, they are some of the nicest person you ever met. I mean, a few months ago, you are you familiar with the band Mantar?
Yeah, I actually love that band.
Yeah, man. I went to their concert here in Mexico City, and Hano has this person, is this kind of person on the scenario, a brutal voice, a rock star, a hellish rock star. And once he came off the stage, he's the sweetest guy you will ever know. I mean, he's like, oh, thanks a lot for coming to our show. Man, that means a lot. He hugs you, he gives you a handshake, a true handshake. He's the nicest person I ever met in a concert. So I think most of the people who like heavy music, is not all of them, but most of the people are this kind of person. Don't you believe that?
I do believe that. I think it just kind of comes naturally from, I don't know, when you decide to be different than the normal people around you, more eyes are on you. You already feel like a sense of, I don't want to say oppression because that's a strong word, but you feel a sense of weight of how people look at you, judge you. So I think it forces you to kind of see things from other people's perspective, people who maybe have it worse than you.
Yeah, it's kind of a responsibility, but a very good one, I think.
I agree.
Yeah, you can be an example, and to a lot of kids who are having a hard time, and to get to know through you and your actions and your personality that they can be who they are, and at the same time thrive in the ambient and the environment they are trying to get into. I think it's a very good message.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Yeah, man. um James, those are all of the questions I had for you this time, but as we talked before we started to recording, please help me out with a question for my next guest. I don't know who will be, but it will be a band or an artist from a band. I focus on heavy shit.
Okay. I don't know. That question that I got was really good. So let me think.
Yeah.
Who this is a good question. It pertains to like my life. Who was the first person that showed you extreme music, and what was it?
Good question, man. Who was for you?
It was my brother, actually. He left for college when we're pretty far apart age-wise. I was probably like 10, and he left his entire CD collection, and it was like Suicidal Tendencies,
Well,
NWA. It was all kinds of shit, but I'd never heard anything like it. But that's definitely what got me into heavy music.
So your older brother is a metalhead.
Well, he used to be. He's not anymore. He's a
Oh,
he's a normie now. Yeah. We
come
lost
on, man.
one.
What happened?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
No, man, you gotta do something about it, man. That's not the way it's supposed to be. That's not the way it's supposed to
I know. I can't save him. He's too far gone.
be. Yeah, man. Beyond salvation.
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks, man. Well, great to know that. And James, thanks a lot. I can thank you enough for your time, for your honesty. You're a very cool guy, and I am looking forward to your coming to Mexico to play this album because I think all hell will break loose once you land on a Mexican scenario.
I would love to, man. So yeah, pay attention to the socials because we're working on it. Not definite, but we're definitely working on it.
Yeah, man, that will be great. Y haters, eso es todo lo que tenemos en nuestra entrevista aquí con el genial James Lollar del proyecto Gost. Recuerden, su más reciente álbum Prophecy sale a la venta el 8 de marzo a través de Mteal Balde Records. Es un gran álbum para matear como loco y al mismo tiempo mover tus pies un poquito. Yo ya lo escucho ahí sonando en el centro de salud o en la UTA. Nos estamos viendo en el siguiente video. Por favor, cuídense mucho. Hasta luego. See you later, James. Thanks a lot.
See you later, man. Take care.